unit. Donovan had told Willow she would have a candidate with her soon, but the remaining two were helping on another case in one of the other national parks in the state that the Pacific Northwest Canine Unit patrolled. Normally, Willow enjoyed teaching others about the job that had given her such purpose. But after the news she'd received recently, she was still processing, and had set out by herself with Star. Until now, she'd confidently patrolled these beloved trails, determined to keep this part of her world safe. As a kid, she'd always imagined this rainforest as being something close to the Shire from Tolkien's books. Becoming a park ranger had been her dream since she was little. Then somebody had blown up the kiosk at the North Park entrance at the exact moment her father had gone to pay for day parking, because she'd begged him to take her hiking in the park. The culprit had never been caught. The tragedy had formed Willow's future. Working in the national park gave her a sense of purpose, belonging, and she would not let anything or anyone deter her from protecting this part of her world, not even her husband. Make that her soon-to-be ex-husband. A stab of grief wrapped up in disappointment hit her smack dab in the middle of her heart. Signs of trampled undergrowth redirected her thoughts to the task at hand, and she steered Star over, giving the search command. While Star did her job of sniffing out explosive residue, Willow allowed her senses to grow attuned to her surroundings. A rustling off to her left had her nerves jumping. Probably one of the many animals that called the rainforest home. Star lost interest in the underbrush and started down the trail. Willow followed, trying hard not to think about the man who'd stolen her heart 7 years ago and had broken it more recently. Star's pace picked up, stretching her leash taut, her nose lifting in the air and then going to the ground. Willow released more of the lead attached to the dog's collar, allowing Star to range farther ahead. The dog was tracking something. Anticipation revved in Willow's veins and refocused her attention. As a trailhead sign came into view, marking where the trail she was on split into 2 different trails leading in opposite directions, Willow's stomach knotted. She lifted up a quick prayer. Please, Lord, no. Not another one. The forensic team had determined the last explosive device had been set on a timer and attached to the base of the trailhead sign, allowing the suspect to be far from the explosion. Sure enough, Star stopped at the sign and sat staring at the large wooden block atop a thick post, with the names of the trails and arrows pointing away from each other, carved into the face. This was Star's passive alert for an explosive device. A bomb must be attached to the backside of the sign or the post. Willow reined Star close and kept an alert eye out for anyone suspicious. She was thankful there were no hikers in sight. After giving her partner a treat, she hustled away several yards, keeping Star close. She didn't know what a safe distance would be, since she had no idea the blast radius of whatever device was attached to the sign or how it might trigger. She contemplated peeking to locate the device, to determine size and if it was rigged with a timer or remote detonator, but then decided she would wait for help. Once again, she put her hand over her abdomen. Her baby was safe beneath the flak vest covering Willow's torso. She needed to be patient. Jackson would send the bomb unit to her location. Until then, she needed to make sure no civilians wandered into the area. She thumbed the mic on her uniform. The radio crackled, and then Jackson's voice came over the radio.
Willow?
Star has alerted. Turning on my GPS locator. She gave him her location and hit the small device attached to her flak vest, knowing it would send a signal back to headquarters, and they, in turn, would send it to Jackson.
On our way. Calling for reinforcements,
Jackson replied, his voice clipped with concern.
Stay safe.
Willow clicked off. Star lifted her head, her tail standing straight up, and her ears twitched. The dog was spooked. A shiver of unease lodged in Willow's chest. "What is it, girl?" Willow whispered, her gaze sweeping the trail ahead and the shadowed woods, but didn't see what had grabbed Star's attention.